Hi, sweeties. How are you doing? Welcome to Naya Sim, and thank you all so much for the support. Hope you all are great. So, I came across this video where a lot of people were talking about, white women were trying to explain to black people that they are not harmful or they are not this, they are not that. But if you look around what has been going on, you can see how they've been stirring up stories and all that because they are mad that black women, most especially, are not talking. So, to them, why are you people not talking? Are you people not supposed to be like, going crazy that we voted against your interest, like we voted for our own interest and all that? I mean, how is that even possible? Right? So you see them putting up so much attitude, doing so many things just to be seen, just for you to know that, I am not a bad person. I am a good person. I am not part of the people that voted for this person. You got what I am saying? So now, and I am asking even, why are they being mad, trying to make us or trying to convince us? Now, let me say this, the trap does not lie. I mean, we are not the problem. And I am also not saying that you are the problem, but there is need for introspection, right? So the best way to do that, instead of coming out to try to let us know that you are not part of the problem, you all can gather yourselves together, right? Go back to the house, sit down and talk because we cannot do the talking anymore. Black people are not doing the talking anymore. So you go to your community and do the talking. Let's get into this video.
White women have always voted for whiteness first, before even gender. White women, historically till 2024, have always voted for whiteness first before anything else. To me, this was obvious, but to the number of women, black women especially, that I'm seeing making videos talking about, oh my God, I cannot believe white women voted for this more than this. I cannot believe white women voted for this person over another woman. I'm like, this is not new. This is just normal. Guys, you have to understand, white women are the most privileged group in this world. Oh yes. Compared to other women, even compared to other men that is not rather not white women are the most privileged and protected group of women in the world. They have been side by side. They have been the biggest allies and side by side of white men. And you think by being side by side, she automatically benefits from white power, from white supremacy, from white dominance. Do you think that the privilege the white woman has compared to other groups of women, do you think she wants to let that go? No, she's not. If you look at history, a lot of white women did not want slavery to end. They fought against it. A lot of white women voted against black people having rights to vote in America. A lot of white women did not want black women in feminism. Feminism was strictly for white women. It was not for black women. There are pictures of white women protesting there. This thing just didn't die because the white woman understood that as long as the white man is on top and ruling the world and in charge, she benefits. And can you blame her? No, you cannot blame her. It is logical. It is, guys, we are not human beings. We put ourselves first. The white woman is only doing something that is natural. You understand? She's protecting herself and her community, whiteness. So the white woman benefits from having whiteness on top, because as long as whiteness is on top, she benefits. Feminism was for white women. It was not for women of color. And I don't even care about women of color because even those women have their own thing. For sure it was not for black women. It was for white women. Affirmative action, yes, it was for people, it was race, but as soon as they included gender, white women started becoming the biggest beneficiary of affirmative action. I thought this was obvious, but apparently it's not, because I've seen a lot of black women getting shocked and surprised. That's why I always tell people, you have to understand, look at history, look at historical data. How has somebody acted? How has somebody behaved? That's not new. White women will always vote for whiteness first, before even gender, because she benefits from the whiteness being on top. There's something, if that wasn't the case, there wouldn't be something called white women tears, brown scars, brown and black scars, something like that. Why do we have something called white women tears? Because of the privilege that the white woman has, her tears can ruin somebody's life, especially a black man's life, a black person's life, a brown man's life. This is normal. This is obvious. White women will always vote for whiteness first before anything else. So don't get shocked when you always realize that white women are always against inclusivity. Even if they say they are, they might say they are, but majority, not all of course, majority of them are really against inclusion, because the more women that are not white come in, what makes her special anymore? She's not special. So she's only voting in her interest, which is a completely normal thing. Wise up. They've been the biggest allies and side by side of white men. Another thing I keep hearing from black women is, oh, white women voted against their interests. No, they did not vote against their interests. She's white. The guy in office is white. The system is white. She benefits. and no matter how bad you think a policy is, even if a politician is legitimately horrible, but he's white. And no matter how bad the policies are, no matter how bad the person in office is, the white woman will still be protected because she's a part of the white race. White women know that no matter how horrendous a policy is, they will not receive the harsher part of that policy. Guess who's going to receive the harsher part of any policy? Black women, mainly. Black people, mainly. When it comes to any negative thing, black people will always be, black people are marginalized group, especially black people, will always be the recipients of the very harsh part of that policy, that law. If black people receive a, white women are going to receive a. Let me repeat that. If black people receive a, white women are going to receive the. So it is in their interest still. That's the way they think. So they did not vote against their interests. They voted for whiteness, which they automatically benefit. And they know that if the white race, especially in a white power structure, wants to increase their population, they have to work with white women. And that's their value. They're not going to work with the black woman to improve the white system. They're going to work with the white woman to improve the white system. I thought this was logical and obvious, but clearly it's not. But oh well.
So the reason why white women are having such a hard time with black women's reaction to them is because they have always had the privilege as a white person of being seen as an individual, right? That's a white person's privilege. So we black people, we know that when a black person does something wrong, the entire community is judged. It is black people are violent or this happened. And that is why black people are so incredibly tough on one another, right? We don't play with one another because we know if one of us messes up, it's like all of us mess up. We know that we're always representing an entire race of people, which is not fair, but it's a real burden. And white women have never had this, white people have never had this burden on them. So now with this election and more than half of their white sisters failed the assignment, they're saying, but no, but I voted for Kamala. No, I have voted Democratic my whole life. No, I canvassed for Hillary. And they're listing their list of accomplishments when it comes to championing for women's causes. And they're not realizing why nobody cares or why no one is giving them any credit. And the reason why is because, babies, y'all are now being judged as a group. You are now being judged as white women and not just your individual selves, which I know is tough, but it is what it is. So what I would suggest you do is what we've always done as black women, and you got to get your sisters together. You got to tell them, like, we ain't doing this shit again because you ain't going to make me look bad. We got to get ourselves together. So yeah, that's what it is. You no longer are being seen as individuals. You're being seen as a group. Welcome to our world.
All white women do not think they are better than black women. Actually, a lot of black women think they're better than white women. No one is hyper-fixated on you, trust me.
Ma'am, you might want to delete this comment. East St. Louis, Illinois, 1917. There was an increase of black people being hired. For absolutely no reason, white people went into a fit of rage. which sparked the East St. Louis Massacre. Upwards to 250 black people were unalived. Caused about $400,000 worth of damage, which is about $8 million currently. 6,000 black people were left homeless. 1912 Georgia, 1,000 black people were expelled from the town simply because of one accusation falsely made by a white woman. Pierce City, Missouri, 300 black residents were expelled from the town after 3 black men were lynched over an alleged attack on a white woman. Manhattan Beach, California claimed eminent domain in order to force black families out of their land and property and take their houses without having to pay anything. Rosewood, Florida, whites attacked and burned down a black town of Rosewood, leaving about 150 dead over an alleged attack of a white woman. Tulsa, Oklahoma, 300 black people were unalived, leaving about 10,000 homeless after whites attacked and destroyed the Greenwood district of Tulsa, also known as Black Wall Street. This is not even a handful of situations. Just because you don't know nothing about history doesn't mean that it didn't happen. Everything in this country revolves around European Americans not being accountable. So why would you know anything about history? This is not a white culture problem. This is an American problem. Outside of America, most people are pretty cultured. Now, I don't think this comment is to be mean, but I'm going to tell you the truth and don't take it hard. Racism, bigotry, and bias is a part of white American culture. Now, typically I bury people up to their neck in history to prove them wrong, but I don't think you were being malicious, so I will just talk to you simple. Now, I'll make you a bet. I will delete my entire page and pay you $100 if you can name me 20 cases where a large group, meaning like 1, 2, 300 black people went out of their way to attack a large group, I mean like 1,000 European Americans. You can't. But I can name you 50. I can name you 50 plus situations where European Americans have went out of their way to brutalize and attack people of color just because they were angry. You never question, why do we have rules, laws, and legislations for a group of people to treat us like humans? It's because European Americans didn't see people of color as human. This is why they were able to eat us. There's books on how to eat black people. This is why they used to make furniture out of us. This is why they used to skin us, barbecue us, hold Sunday picnics as we swung from trees. And it's okay. Doesn't even make me mad. But you know what does make me mad? Do not piss on me and tell me it's rain. How many Caucasians grew up with racism in their household? How many Caucasians grew up with racism in their family? How many Caucasians grew up with racism in their friend groups, or they heard racist behavior and they were taught that it was normal and that these people are treated bad simply because of the things they do, not simply because we hate them for who they are? If I seen one bad Caucasian family, I would not then say all Caucasians are bad. That is crazy, but that is what has happened in American history. And on top of that, people needed a reason why to brutalize black people. So anything that they did not deem as perfect, they literally condemned it as bad.
I need my people to understand one thing. No matter what we do, no matter how high it is the ground that we take, we will always be the villains in the story of white supremacy. And as long as our oppressors continue to believe that they are the heroes of that story, that alone will be enough justification for them to continue their egregious behavior. So be the villains that they want you to be. And when I say be the villains, I don't mean become your oppressor. As Deontay say, we aren't trying to be the ones holding the whip. But what we're not going to do is continue to take shit and be disrespected. Minimize your engagement with these individuals. Stop empathizing with these individuals. And stop wasting your time educating these individuals. There are plenty of people in our community that need education. Turn your attention to them. There are plenty of people in our community that need empathy and grace. Give it to them. Stop wasting your time trying to prove yourself to your oppressors. That is not our job. There is nothing that we can do. We done tried it all. Our ancestors then showed us. There is nothing that we can do to change the minds of these people. And if this election wasn't enough proof for you than that, I don't know what will be.
One thing about y'all is that y'all love to gaslight black people and then try to police our response. Y'all will literally say the most egregious thing in the world and then try to leave us with two options. One is that we let it go and move on and act like nothing happened. Or two is that we respond how we want to respond and you label us the angry black person. Now, one thing about me is that I'm an overachiever. So I'm always going to respond how I want to respond. Now, if you want to label me the angry black person after I respond that way, that's up to you. I don't care. I'm never taking the high road. I'm always taking it to hell. But the problem is that when y'all do it in a way that threatens our livelihood. So, for example, y'all will gaslight a black person and then try to call the police and act like you're the victim. Because we all know how it's going to end when you call the police. Or you'll gaslight a person on their job because you know that that's literally how we pay our bills. And so you try to get us to act out of character.
So this is all I got to say. This is all I got from this video. And you all already know that black women, I really love the fact that they were really like, I didn't see them coming out, jumping out, trying to probably hold anybody or trying to start teaching or start preaching or start lecturing and all that. They understood the assignment, and that is beautiful. So they also are kind of scared that black women are not even talking. Black people are not saying a lot. That's why all of a sudden Southern women started shouting blue bracelets just to tell you that we are supporting you. Like, who cares? I love the fact that a lot of people already understood how we are, how they judge us. And we also try as much as we can to return the energy because it's always black people, right? And now it's always white people. Why? Because how am I supposed to know who did this or who did that? And now everybody's trying to tell you that, oh, yeah, we are on the same page. Like, I have voted Democracy, I voted for this person, I voted for the other person, and the rest of it. Like, how am I supposed to know? And for the person that his name is Kingsley, the one that talked about how white women that they don't vote against their own interests, that voting white has always been what they do. And sincerely speaking, black women, black people know this. It is not new, right? That they always do what they do. And I actually call it voting against your own interest because they knew that this person is not good for us, but they would never, ever let go, right? Now, why am I saying this? I am saying this because they already know how they operate. Now, check back from the history, right? You absolutely will understand and concur with me that a majority of the things they have done so far, especially when it comes to voting or holding power, because they love that power. And I remember saying all this in some of the videos that I have brought here several times, that how do we even think that majority of white women, will come out and want to join you in the fight? I mean, I didn't know how to explain it, but they would not. Why am I saying this? I am saying this because they hold so much power that I am sure you all know that we may not even let me say I may not even understand the amount of power they hold. I mean, they literally have so much power to do so many things, right? So if we are talking about people that will help you or that will join you in the fight against some certain things, count them out, because they are also looking for a way to have people they will sit on, or people that they will look down and say, yes, I am better of this person. I don't know if this makes sense. I have said this several times, and I am still going to keep saying it because that is how it is. Check politics, check how people, when you see people holding power, most times people do not want to let what do they call that? I think litigate or something. I don't know if that is correct. Some people do not know how to let go of power because that is something that they feel like this is the only thing I have. So if I let go of this, what else will I have? I mean, they absolutely will have nothing. So that one that they know they have to hold it so dear to their heart. So if they join black people, to fight against what it's going on, or what it's affecting, or the system that has been set up to oppress them. So who are they supposed to tell that I am bigger than you, or I am better than you, or I am the real woman? Who? All these, during the election, before the election, I said it that we are absolutely going to be very surprised that majority of those influencers, some black women or black people look up, not really look up to, support and give so much attention to, do not want, how to say that, they do not want the best in your best interest. And the way I said it, and it happened. And now they are running helter skelter trying to prove to you that I am a good person, and I am a better person. We need to, I want you people that when you see me on the road, you can identify that I am a good person. Like, how am I supposed to know? And if you all also remember some of the videos that I brought, I remember some women coming out to say that, how are we supposed to sit down and vote for the woman? Why? Because she is going to take care of black people, most especially they said it, black men. So if she gives a lot of power or gives a lot of job to black men, how are we supposed to survive? This was the exact word. What will our husbands be doing? I don't know if you understand that. So at this point in time, it is more like I don't think if it is a survival, or there are also, I can know. For us, we are. I don't know if what I am about to say might be correct, but I think we are fighting. Black people are fighting for survival, right? But they are fighting for authority, power. And one thing I have also understood about people that are power mongers, or people that that want to hold power so much, they really can do anything, even if it means voting against their own interest. So they do not care the morals or anything of that person. What all they also want is to make sure that it is someone that look like me. So back to what I was saying about the woman I was talking about, like if the other person gets into office, it means that she is going to assign job to black men, and their husbands will be under black men, which is not, they said it is not okay, right? So it means they will be feeding off black people, which will also make them minorities, according to what she said. And then they will turn back and tell you that we are being treated like the minorities, meaning that, see, most of the things we talk about, especially when we talk about them knowing about the racism that is happening, or that, I don't know, like sometimes we are like, are you sure that majority of them are enlightened when it comes to all this? The answer is yes, they know. 98% of them knew, right? Because most of the interactions are, why are you treating us like minorities? Which means they know how they treat people that do not look like them. I don't know if this explains anything, but I hope I was able to communicate, because this is how it is. Yeah. So they are running helter skelter, looking for a way to stir up conversations, looking for a way to bring up things to let you know that it's not all of them. Or why are black women, or most especially, why are they silent? Why are they not talking? Why are they not speaking? Because I was supposed to see you all going crazy, going wild, because we did something to you all, but you all are just not speaking, and you are in your resting spaces. And they also decided to come out to stir the heat. I mean, that's all I have. See you all in my next video. Bye for now.